pond design tool, or the pond design wizard as it's sometimes called, guides the user through the steps required to create a pond. The initial overview describes the steps that will be undertaken. Step 1 is to define the name and design the constraints. Firstly, we'll add a new object. Select from the list, automatically creates pond number 1, click OK. There are two options with regards to the design constraints. We can design from the bottom up or from the top down. We'll start with designing from the bottom up. You can design to a water elevation, to a water level, or to a specific required volume. We'll design to a water elevation and set that water elevation to 5285, and then allow a freeboard above the water elevation to the top of the pond. Click Next. Which step would we like to use to actually define the bottom of the pond? There are a number of tools available. These are the new edit tools that are applicable to placing the bottom of the pond. We shall drape it on the model or object. In this case, we'll drape it on the model using a minimum elevation and no offset height. So go and select the base of pond element, click Next. Then there are a number of options available. The pond side slopes, which is in the graphic shown the green line. That's the pond side slope. So we'll have 3:1 side slopes, and then the symbology of the element that will be created as the top of the pond, which is where the cursor is now. Berm details. This is an option. If you create a berm, total width is shown in the accompanying graphic. You can create the berm in fill only. This particular pond will be totally in fill, so this is not required to be set, but it can be set for fill only relative to the model or a specific object. Slope on the berm. This side slope here across the berm. Berm symbology. What symbology element will be created at this location here, and if enabled, the crown symbology. The crown will be created. The berm slope will be in both directions from the crown. And then the side slopes, the object side slopes, which are currently set to 3:1. We might set those to 4:1. Okay, and click Finish. It's created the pond, returns a volume, 807,000 cubic feet, and it tells us the water elevation. Click OK to create and merge the elements. Let's take a look at this. Analysis, height, click Start. We can see that we have a 3:1 slope, which was the pond slope. We go out and look at the berm, 5% in both directions because I included the crown element. And once we get outside, 25% or 4:1 for the object side slopes. Now that pond can be moved or modified dynamically using the CAD tools. You can, for example, reshape the pond. We'll rebuild the outer elements. The elevations will remain the same, but they will be modified based on the modifications to the bottom of the pond. You can move the pond and it will be again rebuilt.